Hello, my name is Sue Stoffald, and this is the second in a series of channelings from Archangel Michael. This one is called Illusions of Reality. Your world is made up of many, many illusions. This is partly because your view of yourself and your world is perceived at the level of development you are. In effect, you perceive your life and your world as if through a filter. In doing so, you are only able to perceive a very small part of the whole that is the greater reality of yourself and the world you inhabit. Knowledge, being energy, has a vibrational frequency, and you can only ever perceive and understand the knowledge that is vibrating at the same frequency as you. For that reason, there is still so much that you do not know. Currently, mankind has assembled the pieces of the jigsaw, believing that they have it all. However, you have only a few pieces likened to one small corner of the picture you are trying to perceive. There are still so many missing, while some do not actually fit the picture at all, so at the same time the picture is both wrong and incomplete. The first illusion of your reality, believed by so many, is that this life is the only one that you have ever had, and will have. In fact, the majority of people incarnated here at this time have had 40 previous incarnations or more here on planet Earth alone. There are a few who have had less than this, and that is due to choice and the roles they have chosen to play at specific times during your history. This illusion is created, believed and perpetuated due to the misapprehensions about the nature of the soul. This then is the second illusion, that the soul is but one entity, when it is in fact a multi-dimensional band of energies spanning many thousands of frequencies. It is comprised of a multitude of parts, only a very few of which pertain to your incarnation as a human here on planet Earth. The human form was created and adopted as a vehicle for those pieces of soul wishing to have the human experience. To have this experience, some parts of the soul have to take on the lower frequency form that is a human physical body. In order for this to be so, a great deal of energetic preparations have to take place for some months before the birthing process into this reality can actually take place. A further truth about the nature of the soul is this: there are many other pieces of your soul which are also currently incarnated here or elsewhere at the same time, of which you are unaware. The third illusion, which is also a misapprehension, is that this little planet that you inhabit is the only one to be inhabited in all of the multiverses. Third dimensional frequency thinking and perception dictates that all life forms must have the same carbon-based reality and have the same kind of environment and atmosphere in order to live. In fact, so many of the life forms in the multiverses live in vastly different realities and are highly evolved beings of such high vibrational frequency that you are unable to perceive them with your eyes. Have you not watched the truths gradually being spread before you over the last 30 years in the science fiction series and films? Where do you think the writers of these programs and films obtained their ideas, if not from us, as we have attempted to broaden the horizons of a doubting populace to pave the way for the acceptance of other life forms besides their own? The acceptance of these truths allows mankind to move forward towards greater truths and eventually into the future to take your place as members of a much larger society than you presently perceive. Death is the fourth illusion of which I speak today, and this is by far the most negative and disturbing. The illusion perpetrated by so many is that you die and the energy that is you just disappears. Many people perpetuate this idea without actually thinking about whether it's correct. This is linked with the equally distressing and erroneous idea that the physical body is the whole of the person. So when they die, they're burned or put into the ground to rot away, and that's the end of them. Sadly, even the very definition of the word death creates at once the idea of finality and ending. When examined closely, these beliefs are in fact completely inconsistent with universal law and as such are fabrications or ideas construct, holding no truth whatsoever. The problem largely arises because there is little understanding of quite how the soul fits into the physical manifestation of life that is you here in this reality. However, it is fact that your soul is many thousands of your years old and is eternal. This is indisputable, since your soul is energy like everything else in the multiverses. Energy can never be destroyed, it can only change in frequency and form. Therefore you do not die, as is the popular idea. Rather, you are merely evolving into a new stage of being, like the chrysalis into the butterfly. We are deeply saddened that through the illusion of death, so much time is wasted by so many who experience long-term grief, pining, sadness, fear and pain. The truth is that everyone who discards their physical form for a higher frequency state of being on the astral plane still exists, with all of their memories, personality and style of form that they had on your plane. The only difference is that they vibrate at a higher frequency, which makes them invisible to the majority of people with third-dimensional abilities. I would liken this to the nature of water, which when heated changes in form and visibility to become steam. Departed loved ones can still hear you and see you, even if you cannot perceive them. They may well come to visit when life-changing events occur, but generally they have moved on to their next stage of development, their soul journey, if you will. They cannot participate in life here any longer due to the insubstantial nature of their being compared with yours. Once the bonds and ties to the physical body and the earth plane are cut, the person is free to continue on their soul journey and the next stage of development. For some, this may include a role where they are likened to being guardian angels, out of love, or because they have a role to fulfill as part of their development. Others may choose to have another incarnation here in a new form if it is felt that it would be beneficial to them, or if there are uncompleted goals or unfinished business still to be carried forward. These four great illusions, perpetrated and constantly reinforced over the eons by false pictures of your reality, define your lives. More than that, it is true to say they actually restrict your lives and your spiritual growth. Beyond these misperceptions and illusions lies a vast universe, full of people, wonders and new knowledge beyond your wildest dreams. So wake up, dear ones, and step out of this veil of dark illusions into the light. Love and blessings, Michael.